Hello and good morning. Welcome into Friday. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison and he's JP and we are the Rightside. Thank you. We're glad you're here. We're just glad to be anywhere right now. You guys, we have a phenomenal show, and not just because it's Friday or because we have unnamed guests in the studio. We're not going to say that. That's all. We have, because it's Friday, we have Yammer, of course. We have our Muslim Minute. It's Friday, which means we have Clown World and the montage.
Which, by the way, it's one of my better Clown Worlds.
I forgot about Clown World.
Can't wait.
We hadn't been able to do it. We hadn't done a Friday show the last 2 Fridays.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
But we got a good one today.
You were right.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is exciting. And then, Allison, who are we talking to at 11:10 today?
We have congressional candidate Rhett, Marques, who actually I just met him have you ever met him?
Nope.
For the first time at the Algop dinner last week. Very nice. Just passed him in the hallway. So I'm excited to talk to him. What a crazy run it's been for him. He's currently in the state legislature, but he's running for Congress and has been caught up in all the congressional redistricting in Alabama and across the nation. So we'll catch up with him because what happens Tuesday?
There's another election. This time it's special.
They're all
This is a special one, y'all. So don't forget to get out and vote next Tuesday.
We'll remind you a lot between now and then.
It's the tranny election. Not that one. We're not going to call it that one.
It's special. That's what it is. Okay.
We don't have the bussy brief. Caitlin is doing like her job. So fine.
So you have us.
Yep. What's wrong? Could be better. Nothing could be better.
No, it couldn't be. So, guys, do you know what time it is?
Already?
Well, okay. Okay. It doesn't have to be that time.
Can I
already.
just say, well, usually you're like, so did everybody have a good night?
Did y'all have a good night?
I had a great night because we went to dinner.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah. So Abs and I and our husbands don't always hang out because we have so many kids. It's insane. And it's just hard to cross paths. But last night we got together for dinner. And do you know, I laughed. I think the last time we all hung out, which was so much fun, was at the Republican Party dinner in Birmingham when it was the Algop Republican Party dinner and a furry convention in the same Sheraton hotel in Birmingham.
We have pictures of Chris and Jared.
And we have a photo of our husbands walking down this, and it's empty. Okay. It's a giant hallway, but it's empty. And it's Jared and Chris. And in between is some man in like a mouse outfit.
Yeah. A mouse costume comes to mind.
It was Mice Fest.
Anyway,
it was odd.
It was insane. We always have fun. So I had fun last night.
That was very fun. We were discussing that on the way home. We always have fun. Also, Chris said that's his new favorite restaurant.
Telling you.
It's amazing. Great food, great company, great fun. And no, we probably should have pictures of just our guys just to validate that we're not always at conventions or big meetings.
That we just
we just hang out, but you're right. We have many children, now grandchildren, and our lives are crazy. But we do. What a blessing. That is always fun.
I'm going to find, if we find that picture, JP, can you post it?
Yeah.
It's
Jared awesome.
And Chris.
Because we're giggling. And didn't Jared strike up a conversation?
Yeah, they ended up
because that's what Jared does.
Yeah,
he just starts talking to people.
Yeah.
And then Chris jumped in, but it was a hoot.
What are the chances? Can they not coordinate better? You think the furries got there and they're like,
I can see Jared talking to one. I was like, so do you use a litter box? What do you eat? Do you eat? Like, I'm trying to find food for my pet. So what do you eat? I need to figure this out.
I can't even imagine, because Amy Beth and I were just walking. Like, I think we slowly kept backing
we
up,
did.
going.
We did.
And then we started recording. But anyway.
Well, it's so funny because we didn't have the heart to ask them if they knew if the Republican summer dinner was downstairs.
Pretty sure all the suits and ties told them.
Do you think it did?
They were not among all their people totally.
So weird.
Get away.
We hope.
Grown folks in costumes, and they were serious about it.
It was funny. Hey,
Anywho.
we also have another announcement that we need to make. JP, the Rightside Media Group wrote our first op-ed together that just went out on Yellowhammer News, their socials. How about that? It's about flock cameras.
It's a
Liberty.
shock.
And y'all should go read it and check it out. I haven't read any comments online yet. Maybe I won't.
Don't post and ghost, baby. Post and ghost.
I've had to learn that. Okay. Because
don't read the comments.
I've reached the point where I'm scrolling through and I'm like, oh, I'm worthless. Oh, I'm a scumbag. Oh, I'm a Nazi. Oh, I'm racist. Okay, I need to put my phone.
Yeah, it's I got banned from reading comments when I ran for office, and then when I wrote in my previous life, I stopped reading the comments. I just stopped.
But then somebody brought out a paper and grabbed a pen and wrote a top to bottom letter about how I'm a Nazi specifically.
Oh, I read that. She read that.
I told you if you would just grow out your hair, they wouldn't call you a Nazi. It's just too easy.
I wish I could. Well, he don't even know what I look like.
Oh, I bet he's.
Oh, I'm
Googled
sure,
you.
JP. I think that ship has sailed.
Maybe.
Is what I think. Okay.
Okay, now I'm closing my eyes because you said it's that time. Well, no, we got to dance first.
It's that time. You've never heard of this word, but we're going to use it in a sentence today. It's time for Word of the Day. It's a Friday. We need a new Friday dance, Allison.
I liked the Bubba dance yesterday.
What was the Bubba dance? I like that one.
2, 1.
You know what's really awkward?
What's that?
I don't think our guest in the studio can hear the music. So he's like, what
No,
the
you
heck
can't.
are they doing?
Is this kind of like when our girls at their sororities put the headphones on and they're dancing?
Oh, the silent disco.
The silent
party?
disco.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
someday we'll have a speaker and everybody can hear.
Until then, we dance.
Until we
on.
dancing. Okay, y'all.
Okay.
All right. This is a very elegant word, guys. And it's a formal word used to describe things that are unpleasant and likely to cause bad feelings in other people. Such bad feelings may include resentment, discontent, animosity, or envy. It starts with an I, it ends with an S. It's an adjective. Does anybody have any idea what this
Sounds
word
like
is?
a terrible word.
Well, it's a terrible word, but it's so crickets.
Is Brad from Crimestone typing as we talk?
Maybe.
Probably. Okay. Read it one more time. It means.
It's a formal word. Hold on, let me use it in a sentence.
Okay.
Because that's what Merriam-Webster did. Psychologists caution against drawing blank comparisons between other people's lives as portrayed on social media and one's own. This word describes like bad feelings, resentment, discontent, animosity, or envy. It's a great word. If you love words, it's a good one.
Incredulous?
Oh, you're close. Not really, though. That means a different thing. But same length of word, same beginning and ending. JP, still nothing?
Nothing from Brad?
Oh, Brad just put something in.
Well, go ahead. Give Brad
What
the
did
glory.
Brad say?
I'll put it on the screen and you'll tell me if it's incorrect or correct or incorrect.
Yes! It's invidious.
What?
It's invidious.
Insidious.
Invidious. Insidious is a different word.
How did he know that?
Because Brad's
Because
smart.
he's Brad.
Every day it's Brad.
And then right below it is Chris. He goes, I have no idea.
Chris is honest. Okay,
Yeah,
invidious.
Red rum.
Red rum. All right, I like it. Invidious. There's so many invidious things in the world today.
I mean, one could say that Tucker Carlson's announcement was born. Nope, that I can't use that properly. Tucker Carlson is an invidious individual. Does that work?
Yeah.
Does that ship?
Yeah, I think that ships.
Okay.
I shipped that.
All right, JP.
Could be.
What
I
you
mean,
got?
you may or may not agree, but
All right, Gen Z word of the day. This Gen Z word of the day means the compulsive, endless habit of scrolling through social media or news feeds to consume negative, depressing, or alarming content.
Doom scrolling?
Doom scrolling.
Got a word this week.
Bed rot. Could bed rot?
Bed rot is doom scrolling while in bed. Yeah. And
Okay.
Not getting up. Yeah.
You can't bed rot on a couch?
You could couch rot, or you could just rot.
Could y'all just not use the word herkle-durkle when you're
Herkle-durkle. I
bed
forgot
rotting?
about
That's
that.
your word.
I feel like herkle-durkling in some ways is productive.
It's hopeful. I mean, you're going to get up, just not yet.
It's better than doom scroll.
It is better.
I always thought that when I first came across that was a great, I thought it was a great word because as Gen Zers being self-aware of like, guys, this is awful. We're just scrolling into the doom. We are scrolling into the doom when we do this.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Deeper.
We all do it. It's the problem. Not all. Many of us do that.
Some more than others.
Yeah. Good word. That's a good word of the day.
It's when you want to yeet your phone.
Your phone gets yoded.
Yoded.
Okay. You guys, you got your stories ready?
Are y'all doing local? What did y'all decide?
I picked a national story. So
Wait. Am I late to the party on? Okay, so national.
yeah,
Okay.
I picked a national.
All right, let me go grab a national
y'all can pick
story.
whatever.
Okay,
Okay,
I've got a national story.
I'm Rhett.
It's time for
Yammer.
It just doesn't work.
I never learned to whistle. I didn't.
Okay, y'all in Yellowhammer, this is really encouraging. And I think, did we add that from Florida, from the Attorney General in Florida?
Yes.
Did we add it? Okay.
We did.
Yaffe wrote an article. Tuberville wants Dr. Fauci to pay the price of having to go in a courtroom day in and day out. And I'm so glad to hear Alabama talking about that they want to hold him accountable. I think that's what it's going to come down to is individual states suing him. I think there's a chance for some civil suits to come forward. We cannot let this man just run free.
Amen.
And the more I hear about his diary and read, what is it about these little men? But he is a deranged, sick person who reveled in the demise of the American people and America in general. And not only that, profited on it from a monetary standpoint, but then his whole obsession with being famous and the people he got to hang out with, it's disgusting. And I think they held him in contempt in the Senate hearing yesterday, so that's great. But let's go, Tommy Tuberville, and hopefully our Attorney General, Steve Marshall, is working on this as well.
Remember the story yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, about Steve Marshall's office working on ways to prosecute him. We actually reached out to Steve Marshall. He said that they want to wait till it comes together more before speaking on it. So hopefully he'll be on the show soon to discuss that. But Florida's leading the charge with that. It's been nice to see him.
It has been. Because everybody's waiting for the one person we can agree on needs to be prosecuted. And so if he is not, the contempt is a great first step. If he is not, then what is the rule of law for anyway?
Well, this is the weird part is he got pardoned. So you technically, with a federal pardon, can't stand on your Fifth Amendment. But because there's still state level cases that are open, and especially now, I guess technically that gives him I don't know if it's black and white when you can plead the Fifth or not with a pardon, because I assume that's why they held him or their reasoning for holding him in contempt was because he stood on his Fifth Amendment when he didn't have the right to do so. But I just worry if they're going to come back and say, well, look at Florida, look all the others. We do have the right because of the state cases. So I don't know if the contempt part will actually work or not, but it may be more symbolic.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really care where it comes from, but he needs to answer to the American people and be held accountable. And I hope they pull Dr. Birx and everybody else. The problem is I'm afraid some of it might lead back to some people a little bit like the Epstein files.
Yeah.
That whether knowingly or not, maybe made some decisions that weren't so good, but that's fine. I mean, there has to be some accountability. What do we say all the time? People don't change. I don't care if you're a toddler, if you're 90, you don't change without consequences. And you watch our justice system, there are no consequences. There's nobody's being held accountable. So
Mm.
why wouldn't we do this again? You know, they're rolling out an mRNA flu vaccine,
which is so comforting. I'm so glad they learned from their past mistakes.
Mm.
And then they'll gaslight us because we don't want to take it, but we're used to it by now, aren't we?
Do we have a bunker yet on your farmland?
Look, as soon as Chris finds one of those trailers, you know, right off of I-65 past Calera,
Yeah.
he's going to buy one of those, but he wants a big one.
Is he going to bury it?
We're just going to sink it.
That's actually genius.
I saw it on the Instagrams.
It won't like cave in and crush in.
I hope not. I don't want to die
All right. Well,
before my time.
keep room for the Sinclairs.
Well, look, the Shavers are a tall people, not including me. So you know it's going to have enough space.
Okay.
Just put Jared when he's getting another HOA violation. Just put a bunker in the front yard to get in. Because what's one more?
And what,
Just do it in the front yard.
Do a bunker and then spray paint so that it's camo.
Yeah.
And then he can say, "What are you talking about? I don't see anything."
Yeah, exactly.
And there's problem
bunker?
solved.
No, at this point, if we're doing a bunker and we're already in trouble, it's going to be bright purple.
Yeah.
Maybe some yellow stripes.
And the big sign,
going-
neon sign, Sinclair bunker this way.
Yes.
Seek refuge here.
Just
Yes.
spray painted, real tacky.
Yeah.
I'm
Love.
for it. I ship it, JP.
Yeah, that's good.
Ship it.
What you got, JP?
So we talk about the cost of elections nowadays, and y'all may read this number and think that it's lower than you even expected, but Trump confirms with his PAC, the MAGA Inc. PAC, that he's got $800 million for the 2026 Republican midterms. Says Trump announced that MAGA Inc. holds $800 million to back GOP candidates, stating plainly, quote, "Of course I'm going to do it. I'm going to help Republicans." He highlighted past efforts like traveling to Nevada and LA for speeches and named priorities such as Mike Rogers in Michigan and Ken Paxton in Texas. So I don't know. I guess my initial reaction was, wow, I thought it'd be higher. But then it goes, oh, that's a problem that I thought it'd be higher with the cost of elections nowadays. Because remember, what was it, $23 million for the Senate race in Alabama just for the primary?
Well, if you add in all that was just Barry Moore alone.
Yeah.
So $26 million. But actually, $800 million could go pretty far. You might empty the bank account, but you spread it out, you probably could get your people in. And what we're learning is the person that spends the most money wins.
Right. So I get that's the bigger discussion. We saw it with Massey in Kentucky, where it was the biggest or the most spent on an election in Congress ever. And it was a Republican primary in District 4 of, I think, in Kentucky. Is it a problem that big money is just going to buy election seats? Because what that was people who don't even live in Kentucky, Miriam Adelson and others, just wrote a blank check pretty much and outspent all of the grassroots in Kentucky who maybe wanted Massey to win. So I guess the question is, are we already there? And is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't know. I guess we could use it to our advantage, but I don't like it from the standpoint of just, why do we need that much on, it's supposed to be the people's vote, you know? So I don't know.
We're talking about, I'm on a text thread with some people and they're talking about all the money that is being flooded in the governor's race here in Alabama and talking about outside money coming in and from out of state. And how do y'all feel about that? Because on one hand, I'm like, well, we all have friends that live in different states that would want to give to your campaign.
Yeah.
And the world is global, so we have connections everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it really? But at the same time, if it's supposed to be the people of Alabama, what do y'all think?
Well, with the statewide offices that have national implications, I understand. Like the AG's race with Catherine Robertson and the whole Jay Mitchell's, it seemed like the cornerstone of his campaign was the money that flooded her camp. And her response was like, well, I'm going to have to be on national coalitions. How many times do you see Steve Marshall partaking in conservative coalitions to, sue Roblox or to sue whoever, big tech? I understand it from that standpoint of like the other conservative AGs in the nation need a conservative AG in Alabama to join force. So with specific, places like or offices like that, I understand. I don't know if the governor's race has that much of a national implication like that, but I think with certain statewide offices, I understand.
So two things. One, our inherent concern or instinctive concern tells us that we know money does control a person unless they're a very strong individual. So we know that. And so I think that's why we're like, ooh, hair on the back of our neck stands up a little bit. Like, What do we think about that? But when I ran for office, I thought more of money coming in from out of state. I was more bothered by it than I am now, because you realize people do live in different states. You do have aunts and uncles. Mine, are up north and in other places in the South, and they sent money to my campaign. And so if you're paying attention, you would go, oh, what's that? Well, it's just family is what that is. Now, I have a different issue, though, if it's coming from big money groups that expect you to take their phone call and to do their bidding. And so I think you have to define who the money's coming from and what the expectations are. And is the person who's receiving the money somebody that goes, thank you for the money. You're not going to tell me what to do, but thank you for the money. And if they're free to do what they want to do and they'll give them the money anyway, okay. But I think that person's a rare individual, because I think mainly we get the money. We're like, whatever you say, I'll do, because that is the oil that keeps the engine running.
I wonder if we could cap like the amount of money that could come in from PACs. Right now it's an unlimited whatever, dump it all. And you look at, it's crazy because the federal races, individuals like in the Senate race here in Alabama can only give $3,500 per section of the, for the primary, for the runoff, whatever. But those PACs, and we watch with Barry Moore, the cryptocurrency, Club for Growth, dumped millions. And people want to complain, but that's the system. And you got to know how to work the system, but there may need to be some reforms that happen. I don't know.
Yeah. And on a national level, my response I think of like the Elon Musks and the others, like, okay, well, why can't we just beat them at it? Why can't Elon Musk, right? And which he said he would support Massey, and then he ended up not. But we just need to get more Elon Musk conservative that are willing to back the right candidates, and we can fight fire with fire. But then, of course, the fire just gets bigger at that point. So I don't know if that's the answer, but.
So I have a delightful story out of the University of Michigan, national champions that they are. But starting in 2027, the University of Michigan is changing from letter grades to pass or incomplete for your first year, claiming that they are doing it to curb the mental health crisis. So what you're telling me is you've been admitted to a pretty good school, great sports notwithstanding, and when you get there, they're going to help your feelings by not giving you actual grades. And so then when you get out into real life and you realize life will beat you up very quickly, what are these children going to do? We're perpetuating adolescence with this. But this story won't go away. I've watched it for a couple of days and I thought, oh, for the love. Can you imagine what our kids would do? No, I'm kidding. Our kids they love grades.
No.
Mine loves grades.
Why go to class? Why pay attention? Why go to class if it doesn't matter? When you're 19, 18, you're taking the path of least resistance. And this is the dumbest thing. Sometimes what you need is that big fat D.
You do need a D.
That goes, oh, well, okay, it's not an F, but I'm really close. And if I don't pull it together, I'm not going to be here. And it's probably motivated by I'm not going to be here with my friends and my sorority and my fraternity. I don't care. But that
whatever
failing
it takes
grade will big slap in the face of reality. I just think, man, this is hey, thanks for showing up for the basketball game. You didn't make it on the court, but you're a winner.
Here's your trophy.
You're the best, number one.
Love you.
We don't keep score anymore either.
Pathetic, is it not?
JP, this is what's wrong with y'all.
But not you, of course.
Well,
no, not you, but
I didn't need a whole lot. When I got to like 16 or 17 and the interest in school started to go down a little bit, the sports punishment was always like you miss class, you got to run 110s, or you can't do this. That was enough motivation for me. So I didn't need much more than that.
Yeah.
Or boards. Hey, you know what?
Boards.
You get a wooden board on a football field and you start at one end of the end zone and you get on your hands on the board and you got to crawl and push the board to the other end zone.
Stop.
So you'll go to Classic Click if you have to do this.
That's not enjoyable.
No.
It hurts my hamstrings right now from this chair. Oh, and my back.
Terrible.
Okay, when we come back, we'll have the montage then maybe the Muslim Minute, and then Rhett Marques at the top, and then Clown World, and I don't know what else. But you really don't want to miss it. We'll be back.
To begin work immediately on one question, which is what unites all of us? It's probably not going to be that hard, because most of the divisions that we think are irreparable, they're chasms. There's no way I have anything in common with that person. If my daughter married him, I'd freak out. Most of those divisions are artificial. They were actually foisted on us by our leaders, whose incompetence and graft needed a cover. There are smart people who've been saying this for a long time. It's not to say there aren't natural differences between people. Of course there are, including between races. Of course there are. But are they bigger than the things we have in common? No, they're not. But they've been exacerbated and inflamed and intentionally highlighted as part of a long-term project to divert our attention from what is now very obviously true, which is that both parties have colluded against the population to make their lives better and our lives worse.
So, I have questions. But first, how about let's read off back and forth the 10-point plan. Is that good?
Yeah, I have comments on what he said, but I guess we can get to him afterwards. So this plan, I didn't listen to his whole diatribe, which, by the way, he's really red. Why are we so red?
I don't know why we're so red. I mean, there's certain red in the cheeks that suggest alcoholism. Like if you're a doctor and the doctor sees you, sometimes Chris will go, that guy's an alcoholic. I think he's just been in the sun. I'm going to go with he's been at the beach.
An Oompa Loompa, like it was very distracting.
It looks like to me he's been at the beach and he didn't put any sunscreen on because sunscreen is poison. And I believe that's why he's red.
Okay. I didn't know if that was.
That's unusual of me to believe the best, but I'm going to.
Well, I have lots of thoughts of just that little opening monologue, but I'm guessing after that he got into this is our plan. I mean, is he starting a new party? Is that what it is? Or is he just saying we need to join? I mean, how do you vote? What are these points pointing to? Well,
that's still the question.
Okay.
Which is why I went and listened to Jeremy Boring, who had on our friend James Lindsay. We interviewed him last week. And then another guy that I wasn't familiar with, but his voice sounded familiar. So we can find that in if we end up playing any of those clips. But what I'll do is just quickly run over his 10 points, but he did not say he was starting a new party.
Okay.
He hinted at it, but what James Lindsay and Jeremy Boring said, there's really not any there when it came to here's the party and we're going to be called X and this is what we're going to be doing. It was more, this is our philosophy. But if you've been following Tucker for the last, we've been following him since he was on CNN. This is more of his philosophy. And I must say, most of these sound great. But we'll run through those.
Okay.
And then we're going to dive into your thoughts, my thoughts. We'll just round table the thoughts.
Okay.
But this is what he's talking about and what he wants to put forth, which gave me lots of questions. You too. And then we'll start with you and your thoughts on what he had to say.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
Good outline? We good? All right. I'll do one, she'll do two, and back and forth like that. Number one, he said fair. The same rules should apply to presidents, federal agents, and elites such as Jeffrey Epstein, whose impunity Carlson cast as an emblematic of an Epstein class enriching itself through a corrupt system. That was number one. That was the first thing he brought up.
So nobody's above the law.
Basically.
Number two, sovereign. Carlson claimed Israel pushed the U.S. into the Iran war through bribery or threat or both, while describing foreign lobbying, corporate control of government, and high interest debt as forms of slavery. Mm-hmm. So he's claiming we need to be a sovereign nation and claiming that we're owned by foreign entities.
He also said that he used the word productive. America should rebuild farming, manufacturing, and craftsmanship while rejecting an economy dominated by finance, real estate speculation, surveillance systems. We agree with that. And weapons.
Beautiful. Carlson alleged that urban planners deliberately uglified American cities. Dang, look at all your fast food restaurants that look like prisons. And portrayed brutalist architecture, graffiti, public drug use, and violent crime as deliberate attacks on the public.
We'll go back to that one. Healthy. Carlson embraced RFK Jr.'s food agenda, called for universal sobriety, and said widespread use of drugs such as Xanax, Adderall, and SSRIs had left Americans half-addled.
Honest, government officials should be punished for lying to citizens, and most classified records, including the JFK assassination and 9/11, should be open.
Optimistic. Carlson argued that having children is a biological imperative and the foundation of long-term thinking, while blaming aging in children or childless elites for policies that disregard future generations.
Wise, schools should teach how the physical world actually works and what he called unchanging facts about human nature, including innate differences between men and women, rather than credentials, screens, and technological fads.
Decent. The U.S. should apologize and pay restitution for killing non-combatants, reverse Trump's Department of War rebrand, and stop funding allies that commit what Carlson called genocide, citing Israel.
United, Carlson called for halting immigration until the effects of AI become clearer. That's weird. That's a non sequitur in my head. Anyway, ending benefits for undocumented immigrants and making English the sole language of federal documents and ballots.
Okay, so that's what he said.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Let's circle back, though, to the comments that he said where we all wondered, why is he... Welcome back to The Right Side. I am Amy Beth. She is Allison. He's JP, and we are The Right Side. And we're so glad you're with us. Before we get to the montage, we have some text and comments, friends.
If y'all want to comment or text into the show, you can comment on the live stream you're watching or just text into 833-687-4448. Excuse me. Chris from Starrett to start the show. He just said, good morning and happy Friday. Can't wait to see what's in store today.
We can't either.
Thanks, Chris.
We got a comment on the Facebook, I assume talking about Fauci. He said, why have laws if the ones breaking them are never punished per the law?
Preach.
That's just making sense. People still make sense. I'm with you, Paulette. I don't get it.
Brad from Crimestone, when you asked how he knew the word, said, I heard a discussion between Joe Biden and Antonin Scalia. And the word invidious was used several times. I had to look it up. Amy Beth's quote, invidious clues jogged my memory.
I would have gotten to insidious, but I have never heard invidious. Of course, only Joe. No, there's no way Joe Biden used that word. Scalia, yes.
Scalia.
Yeah.
Chris from Starrett talking about HOA said, or just move here to Starrett, no HOA, and you can get enough land to have 2 bunkers.
Okay. Say less, Chris from Starrett.
Yep. He's in God's country, and Jared probably needs to be there too before.
Chris Shaver is already looking, so we may move that in closer.
Let's go.
And we'll have bunkers. We can broadcast from the bunker.
And
wouldn't that be fun?
It might be reality someday.
I know. We're going to camp.
We're going first too.
It's all right.
There's too much on record.
Pack a lunch. Brad from Bible, we got some thoughts about the money in statewide office races. Brad from Crimestone says statewide offices should represent the people of this state alone. Alabama state/local candidates should be prohibited to take money from outside the state, district, or county. Residents only, period.
I mean, that may be, I don't know if that's limiting people's free speech or whatever you want to call it. Because what if, I'm from Tennessee. What if my dad wants to send me a check? Would that be illegal? But I don't know how you say yes and no, Yeah.
I guess it's also how you list it in your campaign finance reports each week or month, because I'm sure there's a way, if I go back and look, if you put one of my aunt's names by it, you can list who it is. And so maybe there's a way to quantify what that is, because my family did give to my campaign and at very important times. So while I agree there's got to be some definitions of terms there.
Yeah. Well,
On principle, I agree with Brad, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it depends on the individual. Like you said, I think we've mentioned several times the one legislator that is very conservative and was with a certain lobbyist, and said, yeah, he gives me money and I don't do what he says. Like that. So there's certain people that can't be corrupted. However, there's certain people that are corrupted. And it is a nuanced conversation. I agree in principle with what Brad said, but
who did King David have? Was it Joash? Who was in his life that read him the riot act after? It's a psalm. Anyway, he read him the riot act after the whole Bathsheba incident.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody like that in your life on a daily basis telling you your heart's deceptively wicked above all else, you'll be fine. But too often we don't have that because we don't like accountability.
Politicians really don't like
run from accountability. We'd rather just live in our own mind and be a legend there instead of in check with what we're actually doing and how it affects people.
We'll get one more and get to the montage. Once in feature. Oh, excuse me. Also talking about this, he said, if you can vote in an election, you can give money to a campaign. If you aren't eligible to vote, your money shouldn't speak into that localized election.
That's interesting. What do you think?
It's an idea. Yeah.
Haven't considered that.
Yeah. It would definitely take care of, I think that's getting back to the original vision of the founding fathers, where it was not, Mr. Special Interest that runs everything, or Washington, D.C. that controls your local elections. I ship it. Here.
I mean, because if you want to send money across the country and it's $17.85 to Jedediah because you're in New York and they're running a race in, I don't know, Mississippi, maybe it takes you 6 months to get the money there, but you still, if it's given with a pure heart. So I like his idea. If you're eligible to vote, then you can give. If you're not, don't.
It's a lot of bookkeeping, though.
It is a lot of bookkeeping, but I'm just saying.
We got to do something. What we're doing is not working. How's that?
No.
So keep the ideas coming.
Yeah. Like them. Okay.
A montage.
Are we ready, Saul?
Okay.
Black News.
Dr. Anthony Fauci could be facing criminal prosecution. A Republican-led Senate committee voted to hold him in contempt of Congress today for refusing to answer questions about his handling of the COVID pandemic.
Well, just about an hour or two ago, we issued a formal subpoena to Dr. Fauci under Florida state law, seeking a breadth of documents ranging to what he knew, when he knew it, his doubts about the safety and efficacy of vaccines that he's out there promoting.
Please. Thank you. Can you help us understand how you distinguish between a tourist and a birth tourist?
So birth tourism is by definition a fraud on the American system, on the American taxpayer, on the American visa.
There was a report that you told donors that they need to get J.D. Vance elected in 2028. Is that your official endorsement?
No. It's I heard about it a little while ago. I think he's great, but we're way too early to even be thinking about that.
On July 21st, 2026, NBC News reported that Republican Florida Congressman Corey Mills was under criminal investigation by the Department of Justice. This government whistleblower who approached my campaign has confirmed that this investigation has now expanded to include U.S. Congressman Byron Donalds.
I kind of had heard that. We'll see.
Thoughts?
That's a lot there. Good job, JP.
Thank you.
So, number one, Fauci. So we've heard it, but what does prosecution look like? Will it ever get that far? What do you guys think?
Well, to separate, there were kind of the two clips on the contempt vote, which I know we've already talked about a little bit. Oh, wait, let me start. Did y'all see that Fetterman voted no? What is that? Yeah, he
Did
voted
he really?
no. I was shocked by that.
Trying to find a stat for us. I did not know that.
I mean, but now I don't know all the legal rules. It's kind of like what you were saying. I don't know, maybe, but I don't think anything comes from the congressional hearings and subpoenas.
I think that was symbolic.
Yeah.
Because it'd have to go out of committee, then to the floor, and they'd all have to simple majority.
I just don't. I don't think they, with the pardon and with Donald Trump saying he's going to honor the pardon, which I think is preemptive for him wanting to pardon. Were you talking about that? Him wanting to pardon some of his family and some other people. And he doesn't want to set that precedent. But the state level stuff, I think actually could go somewhere. Yeah. And the rest of that clip, maybe we can go back. If you want to pull it up, this was what was interesting to me. The Florida Attorney General actually laid out what they could charge him with, which I had never heard anyone talk about that. I think he mentioned 3 different words, charges, whatever, of what do you call them? 3 different
indictments, charges.
Indictments, yeah. That they could charge him on. And if we could play that, because I think that's what Alabama and these other states, and if you had 50 states, which it wouldn't be because California still thinks he is science. Yeah. If you had a majority of states going after him, we could do some.
I got the full video if you want to play that.
I can't remember how long it is.
A minute 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fauci, Mr. Attorney General, you got the floor. What are you doing?
That's great to be here. Well, just about an hour or two ago, we issued a formal subpoena to Dr. Fauci under Florida state law, seeking a breadth of documents ranging to what he knew, when he knew it, his doubts about the safety and efficacy of vaccines that he's out there promoting. And we're really focused in on his self-dealing. Evidence has come to light that he was trying to personally profit off of this. This is outside of his government duties, his official role. He's trying to pursue book deals, awards, get connected with high rollers that, might help him come into millions and millions of dollars. This is wrong, and it could go towards a deceptive trade practice, fraud, public nuisance, you name it. I think there's many aspects of Florida law that now are implicated.
So what's the evidence that you're pointing at here?
Well, a lot of it, he revealed himself in this diary. We've got communications, emails with subordinates where he's asking them to help work on applications for these awards. We know one award in particular, he made $900,000 on that. Again, this is separate and independent from his government salary.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to write down. Deceptive trade. Don't know formally what that definition is. Fraud and public nuisance would be maybe some of the things they could charge him with.
Deceptive trade practices are false, misleading, or fraudulent business methods that trick consumers or harm competitors. These actions distort the market by using dishonest claims, hidden costs, or unfair advertising to lure buyers.
So could the problem be, because we're excited about this, this is good. This is really good. Not only what they're doing, but what they plan to do. But if we remember looking back to Fauci and his connections to Big Pharma and all the way back into the 80s and companies that were started either by him or by his friends. And we know he's still connected. We know many of the people who left him went on to start big companies. And a piece I wrote a couple of years ago, it was back during COVID. I had a little slide that showed all the connections. Do you think that if they follow through, if our elected officials follow through and prosecute him, then that also means other people connected to him through Big Pharma will also be prosecuted, and then the whole house of cards comes down? Now, is that something that our elected officials, conservative though some of them may be, do you think they're willing to go through and do this? Because this, to me, and probably to all of us, is that moment where we decide, are we going to be led by the rule of law, which is really just whoever has political power, or not?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yep, I want your honest answer. I know what it's going to be.
It's not good. I think, again, on the state level, there could be some action and there could be some accountability. But from the federal level, there's no way. I think this is pomp and circumstance. I think this is kind of the Epstein files. Let's give them enough to where they're satisfied a little bit. We're going to release the files, but there are black boxes everywhere. I I just don't. I think the web is too woven, which is really sad, because on a personal level, when you boil it down, I mean, we have family members, we had friends that died, we had that almost died, and all that will go what's the word? It seems so pointless and so unnecessary, and it's all for the egos and the money. The only thing that maybe is if some of the pharmaceutical companies, this is so sad I'm saying this, it's not the loss of human life. It's that if some of the pharmaceutical companies that were harmed, you know how they banned hydroxychloroquine, they said ivermectin was just for cows and horses, and if you eat it, you're going to die and you're stupid. Maybe they will rise up enough to force them for their loss of the deceptive trade, you know, their loss of profits. That is the only chance I think we have of. Do you agree?
Oh, I agree. And I think that thinking state by state, not only is that true, but it's also true that state by state, we still have horrible state health officers who still are pushing things we know don't work because they're getting a payoff from it. So I think if we're able to hit them where it hurts, and that really is where the money is, that's the only chance that we actually have to make things right. But I also think our blessing in disguise is that we have social media and we can keep pushing this out there and keeping it in front of people. That to me is the only hope here, because Big Pharma is not going to give up their grip on power. Big hospital isn't, big insurance isn't, the middlemen with drug companies and pharmacy benefit manager, it's a cabal, and it's, like you said, so tightly woven that if we want this to happen, it will have to be us making it happen and saying, no, sorry, you are going to hold this man accountable because he wrecked our lives. But the other final blessing is back to how this whole thing got started. We have his diaries. Are you telling us that you are not going to take his own words and use them against him? That's the most powerful thing you can do when waging war. Use their own words. I don't know. Unless we hit them where it hurts with severe penalties and fines, this is just more like we talked about last night, bread and circus.
Well, Brad from Crimestone commented something I think is perfect. It's from y'all's favorite. Steve Dace, quote, "We are not a nation of laws, never have been. We are a nation of political will, and we always will be."
Yep. It's true. Which is hard for people to believe, but it's true. I didn't believe that at first. I believe it now.
The Democrats, for the worst, they had the political will to try and put Trump under the jail. And we don't even have the political will to rightfully arrest Fauci. Yeah. It's like John Brennan is still roaming around with all that he did. Comey, I haven't looked at the latest, but I don't think he's going to get anything off of that. John Bolton, he's not going to get. It's almost like they laugh when we try to actually hold them accountable. When they actually did something, but they have the political will to bury us when the right didn't do anything to deserve it. It's just funny. It's like, oh, you really think I'm going to be held accountable for something I actually did? It makes you cynical and jaded, but it shouldn't, but that's just the truth of it.
Well, we can't give up.
No, we
have to keep going. If we're waking up in the morning, we're fighting this. And that's the only reason we come into this studio every day. I feel like, and it's funny because the flock camera and the data center issue is really turning out to be the engagement hook for a lot of people. And it's almost like we went through COVID, drama. It's when I started Local Alabama, and there was so much attention. We're protecting our kids. We're trying to keep our kids in school. All these things, everybody was really engaged. And then life started to feel, whether it was or not, I would argue it wasn't, normal again, and they're kind of lulled. And for whatever reason, this has gotten people woken up again. In Alabama, the Public Service Commission and all that's going on with Alabama Power, there are some issues there that are re-engaging people. So I have a little bit of hope. if we can just keep talking about it
right.
and get the people to stay connected. But the bread and circus is powerful.
Well, because those issues hit them in their backyard. I think that's the main issue with politics, is that people, they think it's up in DC or away, but whenever it actually comes into their backyard, whether it's the mosque that was going to be put right down the road, whether it's the data centers, whether it's the flock cameras, you're telling me I'm being watched every day when I leave my neighborhood, and then maybe somebody with a truck on the top of that mountain just decides to ram straight into the flock camera, allegedly. I don't know. Maybe. But that's, whenever they see it and it actually affects them, that's when they do something.
True.
And COVID was just, we were being watched every day. It's just now we can show you're being watched every day. Really.
That's a good point.
So, by the way, I'd like to say with the flock camera, that initial West Virginia story, that was in where West Virginia University is.
Where they chopped them all down?
Where they chopped them down. That was, I can't say the name of the county because it's so long. Monongahela County. I said it.
You did.
I had a feeling that was a WVU student or somebody in that area.
I wouldn't advocate for it because it's illegal, but
not sad. But okay, it's not right. That's illegal. But it's being watched has come home to roost. And that's I'm glad people are waking up. But it's been going on for a long time.
It's illegal and we're not advocating for it. But if randomly one morning there was a truck-sized dent into a flock camera, then I don't know.
Did y'all see, and I can't believe I'm saying this, do y'all remember Rick Wilson? Do y'all remember that name?
No.
The Lincoln Project, the Total Biscuit.
Yes.
Lincoln Project.
Burned biscuit.
It's a sad day when you are cheering on Rick Wilson.
What are we cheering him on
But
for?
I found myself, he did a podcast with, I don't even know who it was. But he was like, it would be a really terrible idea if you went to Amazon, but don't do it. But I mean, it would be awful if you did go to Amazon and buy a really cheap one of those green lasers. They're super cheap. And if you shined it. If you shined it straight into a flock camera, it'd be terrible because it would destroy the camera. I am not saying go buy a cheap green laser.
Quick, let's get on Amazon.
And the whoever was interviewing him, she was like, "Yeah, don't do it."
I love it.
But I for some reason this has re-engaged everyone, and I feel like we need to capitalize.
Well, we're definitely going to camp because they definitely placed it right to where they could watch us at our studio.
We used to joke on our old show that the NSA was listening to us, and now we're like, thank you for leaving no room for doubt.
We need eyes on them at all times.
Yeah.
We should. Have y'all seen the guy in Florida too that has been sitting there for days? He and his cute little wife, they're like 80 something. He sits in a little lawn chair and he has a reflective, it's on a giant pole and it's like a reflective, almost aluminum foil something. And he holds it up in front of the flock camera.
Oh, now I
He's
can
not
tell my
touching it.
dad.
He's not touching
This is what
it.
he can do.
But he is protesting.
They're not going to see anything fun. They're just going to see me going and getting Jersey Mike's and coming back.
Yeah. They're going to see me stumbling in the door with bags full of things.
I don't know what they think they're going to see.
So funny.
Yeah. We are living out the stereotypes.
Okay, we got to go to a break. We will have it, and I'm confused. He's District 2, correct? Yes. Rhett Marques. Those districts went like this.
Allegedly correct.
Allegedly. Congressional candidate, current state legislator, will be with us on the other side. We'll be right back. Can we watch that one more time? Because I think now, having read that, like I said, I purposely didn't read through it. But I want to go back and listen to what he says at the beginning.
Okay, so the whole clip's a minute 40. I don't know if we just want to watch the whole thing or not, but...
Did we watch the whole thing last time?
No, I stopped about halfway through.
Okay, just do that.
Just play the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He needs to begin work immediately on one question, which is what unites all of us? It's probably not going to be that hard. Because most of the divisions that we think are irreparable, they're chasms. There's no way I have anything in common with that person. If my daughter married him, I'd freak out. Most of those divisions are artificial. They were actually foisted on us by our leaders, whose incompetence and graft needed a cover. There are smart people who've been saying this for a long time. It's not to say there aren't natural differences between people. Of course there are, including between races. Of course there are. But are they bigger than the things we have in common? No, they're not. But they've been exacerbated and inflamed and intentionally highlighted as part of a long-term project to divert our attention from what is now very obviously true, which is that both parties have colluded against the population to make their lives better and our lives worse. There's kind of no arguing that that's a fact at this point. And unfortunately, they have been extremely successful. So if you're going to fix it and rebuild this country and turn it into a place that the grandchildren you hopefully will have can inherit and thrive, you're going to need to do something about the pressing question of American identity. What does it mean to be an American? But it's fixable. You just have to try. And we will be trying. And we'll tell you as we continue to do that.
Thoughts?
So many. My first thought is this is the ultimate in what the professionals call projection, in my opinion.
Up top.
I really can go down this line and say these 10 points and say, yeah, I mean, I agree with most of those points. But what he's accusing them of is exactly what they have been doing for the past 2 years. So you kind of lose your authority when you're such a hypocrite. Like, if you want to do this, do it. But don't claim the moral high ground when you have been one of the most divisive people out there. It's bizarre to me. And then I wrote down, okay, he's talking about what unites us all. I guess he's talking about these 10 things. Are these the 10 things that should unite us all?
Basically.
He said all the chasms between the people. Who exactly are the people? What is he talking about? Is he talking about between Republicans and Democrats? Is he talking about, hey, Christians and Muslims, you should come together to bridge the chasm? That's a problem. It reminded me of social emotional learning in schools where, they are teaching, put others before yourself. That sounds great. But do you know what that means in SEL? It means acknowledging that boy that wants to go in your girl's bathroom. You put their feelings before yours and you say, yeah, I know you're a boy, but you come on into my locker room. So all of this is just like a weird word salad that I can't say on its face is wrong, or that I haven't had these same thoughts. But I guess that's what Jeremy and James Lindsay and them are saying. There's no grit there. There's no there. There's really no solution. It's just a bunch of talking, and it's very fluffy.
100% yes. It sounds so good, but they doused it up from the salad bar with the good ranch. And so you're eating it going, oh yeah, this is yummy. And then they bring in a Sister Schubert's roll and you're like, yeah, this is great. And then they add in some sweet tea and you think, I am having a meal.
Sounds really good.
Doesn't it sound good?
And then it's lettuce covered in explosive diarrhea parasites.
I mean, that's it. So I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it matter what somebody believes in? Does their philosophy matter? Like when we were talking about Abdul El Sayed, we talked about him, didn't we, and what he believes. And so that's one of the things that Jeremy Boring, but specifically through James Lindsay, got to, is this sounds great, but what does Tucker actually believe in? And so they pointed out some of the people that he's had on his podcast, like this Alexander Dugin. He interviewed him when he was in Russia. And Tucker loves him. And James Lindsay talked about this idea that Tucker's pulling in this word salad from both the left and the right. And this is forming this mondialism, this globalism kind of situation, where they believe if you'll only just come with them, ignore the hypocrisy, just come with them, to their new party, they're going to pull from the best of the left and the right, more of the conservative ideologies on the right and some socialized ideas on the left, basically socialism, trust them. And so what it ends up being is this globalist, multipolarity group of people that they believe with their uniparty. Look at Russia. Russia's doing it really well. These governments will come together and will share the power. They have this unbelievably delusionary idea about who they are and where they're going. But the philosophy that's underpinning it is from Alexander Dugin. Go look him up. Read some of the work that he's written. But it's this globalist agenda. And remember, Tucker was a Democrat until 2020. But who else and what kind of camp does he fall in? The Bushes. And hi, welcome back. We're having a Friday. Just want to let you know. Are you having a Friday too?
Friday.
Is it
Friday.
great? Do you feel immense relief when you get to Friday?
What are y'all doing this weekend?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. We're having Mexican tonight. I texted the one child that's in town. I was like, hey. And then Chris and I've got to go to Huntsville and Muscle Shoals, make a loop tomorrow.
Okay.
Got to check on some things. And then we'll be back Sunday and we'll see you on Sunday because we have a recording. How about y'all?
We're just going to head to the lake house like we always do. It's our retreat.
It's
from
nice.
The HOA.
Put the bunker there.
Boy.
Jared has to get away from the HOA.
I think I'm going to buy Jared a bunker and send it with love. When's his birthday?
Oh, August 28th.
I'm August 13th. We're August. No wonder I liked you so much.
Holy cow.
What?
JP, I'm terrible. Don't let me forget.
I'm not going to be here. I'm moving my daughter into her apartment on my birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. We're
I'm out. Also, maybe Ella could make us cupcakes for that Monday or something.
Okay. We'll celebrate Monday.
Because Chris shipped a few weeks ago when he found out that I was moving Molly in on my birthday, which is fine because when you're an adult, who cares? It's just the day that you know you're getting cake. It doesn't matter what else is happening. You know you're having cake that day. And so we're having birthday on Sunday this year.
We'll do Monday when you get
Could we?
back.
Is that okay? Is anybody upset about that?
Nope.
We're having cake on Monday,
ship
whatever the day is.
Ship it.
Okay, thanks. All right. But next, before we finish montage topics, before we get to Muslim Minute, before we do Clown World, we are thrilled to be joined by candidate for House District 2, Rhett Marques, his first time on the show.
Well, hello.
morning,
Great
sir.
to be with y'all. Thank y'all so much for having me. And you did a fantastic name saying my last name. I'm very impressed.
I
Did you practice that? Did you practice that? Yeah.
I practiced.
I
Well,
thought
thank you for
about
that.
spelling it just Marcus, like the first
You-
name
You
everywhere.
did great. Yeah. And that's exactly the way to do it. Don't look at the spelling, but phonically, you nailed it. Nailed it.
Okay,
But
that's
everybody just calls me
out for
Rhett.
like a week
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, don't let it stray. Just say Rhett. That's easier.
Okay. All right.
Where are you headed? You're in a car. all
Yes,
over the
yes,
place.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are. My wife and I. I'm not going to show her to you. Yeah, anyway, she's right there
Oh,
though.
say
She's
hi.
driving. She said hello. They said hello. There you go. We were actually a opening for the Houston County Board of Education schools starts Monday, and they had their teacher day today, and we joined them for that. It's very exciting. You know, everybody's getting ready to go back to school. Well, and so we left there, and we're headed to BCA in Fairhope today, and then tomorrow Mobile for the Farmers Federation Farm and Land Expo. So very excited. We're getting down to the end.
It's crazy. I please do not take this the wrong way. I mean,
Yes,
this with
ma'am.
all due respect.
Uh-oh. When somebody says that may I better get buckled up.
yourself
Okay.
ready.
No, well, let me qualify and say I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, so I'm still learning Alabama.
Yeah.
All down there are like a different world.
In
And
the wiregrass?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then you do all the redistricting, and I really can't keep
Yes,
up
ma'am.
with it all. And I know you've been in
Well,
the state
yeah.
legislature for a while, but tell me about yourself, why you're running, kind of your history, who you are.
Yes, ma'am. I will. I was actually born in Baldwin County, and I grew up in Spanish Fort, and went to the University of Alabama and met my lovely wife of 32 years at the university, and we got married and moved back down to Baldwin County for when we got right after we got married. And then in 2000, I had an opportunity to buy a business with my father-in-law in Enterprise. It was a tire and automotive service center, and I ran that for 24 years, and I sold it back in November of 23. Christina and I have two daughters. One's 27, who's a lawyer in Birmingham, and a 24-year-old that is in Morocco in the Peace Corps.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been I was a city council member in Enterprise, and I've been a state representative since 2018.
So what, as we're learning about you up here,
Yeah.
clearly everybody knows about you down there, but what are some things
I hope so.
about you, and should you be elected, that you care most about?
Well, it all comes back to service for the people. I mean, when you own when you own a retail store, you become part of the community. If you don't do it correctly, people will not come back, and so you got to take care of the people. And I did that as a city council member. I did that as a state representative, and I look forward to doing that as the next United States Congressman. First, we got to get past August 11th. As the primary, but looking forward to going to Washington, D.C. to help President Trump pass his American First agenda, and working with Senator Rhett and the Alabama delegation to keep moving Alabama forward. We did it here in Alabama, and I'm ready to do it in D.C.
One of the things I feel like, and this is what is great, and I think such a plus for you, is some of our politicians, their first run, they go straight to DC, and they really haven't been in touch with the people of Alabama.
Right.
So being in the state legislature, what do you think are the most important things? What are you hearing, and what do you think the people want you to accomplish there?
Well, it all comes down to putting more money in the pockets of the people of the state of Alabama. President Trump did a great job passing America's first, the working family tax cut, the largest tax cut in American history. We did the same thing in Alabama, and as a state representative, we cut taxes by 1.5 billion rather, not million, but $1 billion. And we had Alabama's largest tax cut with cutting your grocery tax in half. And so, people right now, prices are high because of the Obama administration. Inflation was out of control, 40-year highs on inflation. And we are still trying to work down the prices. And, you look at what Walmart did the other day by cutting their retail costs by 15% across the board. It's starting to happen. But it's going to take time. The Biden administration, the 4 years under the Biden administration put us well behind, and it's going to take some time to get it fixed. But President Trump is doing that, and I'm proud to go help him continue that and make sure that we continue working for the farmers in our district, our military, and our veterans. And so I'm excited. The 2nd Congressional District's a great place. We have a lot to offer.
So we've talked about this a lot, and even our first group op-ed about flock cameras.
Yes.
But also, I think it bleeds into data centers as well, because it's all about data. What are your thoughts on both of those issues?
Well, I believe in the Fourth Amendment, the right to privacy, and flock cameras do concern me. It's collecting data that never goes away. I understand that we need to make sure that we protect the citizens of this country from under the Biden administration. People came across unvetted, 10, 20 million people, who knows how many. There was some bad people that came across the border, and we need to protect the citizens of this country. So I get the law enforcement side of that, but I also think that we have to protect the people's right to privacy under the Fourth Amendment. As far as data centers, I believe it is a local issue. Okay. So data, just what I'm on right now is using data center stuff. And what you do with your podcast, it uses AI. It's coming. It's growing. I believe that President Trump is right. We have got to stay in front of the Chi-Coms in the technology war, and it is a technology war. But we also have to be respectful for the people who don't want the data centers in their counties and in their municipalities. But I think it should be a local issue. I don't think the state and the feds need to put a moratorium on it or force it. It needs to be a local. There's plenty of room in Alabama and plenty of counties and municipalities that want a data center because of the amount of revenue it generates, from property tax. It generates an enormous amount of money. I personally don't want one next to me, but there are other places in the state that do want it, and they should have that right. I believe in the free market. The free market should reign.
Mm-hmm. I think I've landed on kind of pretty close to where you are. We've talked about this for weeks, and you've seen different officials come out and put their opinions. I think we can't deny that these are coming, and they're going to be needed.
They're coming.
We go to more in AI and technologically advanced society, but let's have a conversation. Let's do it responsibly and not just ram it down the throats of, especially Alabamians. We don't generally respond well when you say
that's right.
What we're doing.
Yeah, you're gonna do this and you're gonna like it. That doesn't go well.
Yeah, ball and pole is not our favorite thing.
No.
That's exactly
we'll
right.
be a pain just for fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So before we wrap up, I cannot believe that Tuesday is almost here. It's been a whirlwind.
It has been a whirlwind. We started in one district, and because the correct decision made by the Supreme Court to allow us to use our maps that under the Constitution says the state legislature should draw the maps. And, a 3-judge panel took that from us. But now with the I'm running the 2nd Congressional District, and Tuesday's it. I think the thing that we all need to be concerned about, not even if you're for me or against me, for someone else, whatever, is the turnout. Mm-hmm. We need people to go vote. I mean, there was 4 warriors that came home the other day from the Middle East in flag draped coffins that defended us and gave us the right to go vote. And there have been, over the last 250 years, there are people that put their lives on the line, and some giving their life for us to have this right. And it is, I can't even comprehend the fact that people do not utilize and take advantage of the right that they have. I mean, you look at the May 19th primary, 23.6%, the runoff 10.7%. That's ridiculous. And, it is August 11th is going to be very important for the next person that's going to run against the Shamari figures. We have an opportunity to flip this seat back to the Republicans, keep Republicans in leadership in the United States Congress. That is why I am so proud to have earned President Trump's endorsement, Senator Britt's endorsement, the Republican House leadership endorsement, and many, many others, because they know, because of my proven record, that I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., and I'm going to help, and I'm going to stand tall for the citizens of Alabama and this country.
We'll hold you to it.
Yes, ma'am. And right, you should.
Yep. No, I appreciate that. Where can people find out more about your campaign if they want to follow along or contribute to you?
Yes, ma'am. Rhett, RHETT for Alabama.com, or Rhett for Alabama at gmail.com. And again, I think it's important, and I appreciate this opportunity to come on with y'all, but I think it's important again to tell that everybody needs to go out and vote August 11th. Yep. There's 4 different congressional races. Well, 1, 2, 6, and 7. I think on Tuesday it'll be 1, 2, and 7. But it's important for those people to go out and express their right to vote. And I pray and I humbly ask everyone to vote for me. And but I thank you for this opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. It's been great. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. And tell your wife.
Yes, ma'am.
Say hi.
Hi.
She's a great driver.
Okay.
Y'all
Yes,
made it.
she is.
Very focused. Y'all have a
She
great
loves that.
afternoon.
She loves when I do that, by the way. Okay. Y'all take care.
Hey.
Y'all take care. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yep. Appreciate it. That's funny. You just got to do what you got to do. If you're in the car, you just do it in the car.
And let me just say that without your spouse's support, that can't happen.
Yeah.
So kudos to all the spouses that don't get on camera and are behind the scenes, stuffing envelopes, making phone calls, and dropping off yard signs. It's almost over. You've made it. You've made
I
it.
just can't imagine the roller coaster they've been on. You're running for one seat, then in the middle of it, and then you got, it's supposed to be over May, and now it's August. It's like, oh.
Yeah, let's just get going. Yeah. It's the quickest you'll ever vote, ever. So just go vote.
Yeah.
August 11th.
And yesterday, that statistic of Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan voted 98% turnout. And the average American in Dearborn was like 10%. That's why we're losing. Please go vote.
No.
Please go vote.
What do we want to end the segment with? We're going to do Muslim Minute.
Let's do Muslim
Or-
Minute.
The Muslim
Minute.
So that means it's time for the
Muslim
Minute with Charlie.
Okay, if we don't want them to implement secularism, so what do we want them to implement? They say that America now, okay, there is not enough Muslims for them and to implement Islam. But now it is our challenge as du'at, as intellectuals, as academic, to present solutions based on Islamic values, but in the second level degree, not to tell them replace secularism with Islam. It won't work. Yeah, presenting Islam as a civilizational alternative, this needs from us a different way of addressing this generation, addressing, in fact, the whole world. Trying to get into key positions where you are influencing the decisions, yani decision making. If we are, whatever we do, and we are not influential, we cannot influence the how politics is running. We are not influence the decision making processes.
We know that if we were to do this from 0 to 100, the people are going to say, we're not going to have this type. Look Afghanistan, look other places. And people understand they're not going to go from 0 to 100 overnight. Suppose a Muslim party, an Islamic party, comes in and they start changing. You know what? We want to make sure there's no alcohol being sold. So can we, for the time being, because here's the point, any type of stuff we do, it's not astaghfirullah to substitute the Sharia. No, it's a program to eventually apply the Sharia, right?
Holy cow.
When are we going to believe them? When?
You know what just dawned on me too?
What's that,
Do
Sinclair?
you know what will really get people fired up?
What's that?
Is where he said,
I know what you're going to say.
Getting rid of the alcohol.
Yeah. We just, like 10 years ago, started allowing Birminghamians to purchase alcohol afternoon on Sunday.
Yeah, that will get people, and that's what they will do. I hadn't even thought about that. When Sharia law takes over, you won't have any alcohol. That'll get your average Alabamian off the couch.
Well, and there's another part in what the first guy said, and the clip kind of cut off when he was towards the end of his sentence, but he said, because we don't have the amount of Muslims here yet to do the Sharia law. In other words, the goal is to flood with Muslims to implement the Sharia law. In the meantime, we can prevent it as a alternative because we can't go to 0 to 100 one day. But the goal is Sharia eventually. So while we're bringing them in, see how many infidels we can convince, and then boom, all of a sudden you look around and you're outnumbered.
So, question. What have they brought to the table? You know, we hear a lot about what the Islamist or the adherents of Islam have done. But I look at the countries where Islam is dominant, and I only see destruction in a third world atmosphere. And we have ad nauseum discussed what a life is like for a woman under Sharia. But I found this yesterday, not knowing what you would clip for SJP, but the Islamic golden age is a lie, because we often hear, well, they've invented all these things. Actually, no, they haven't. They twist history, and then they pretend like they want to bring this to our country, spread it far and wide. But what is it that they're spreading far and wide? We know that it's destruction. But it was Persia, just a couple of things, because you're going to get into conversations with people this weekend, and somebody's going to throw out, but Islam did all these things. What have they done? Persian science is what built civilization. The so-called Islamic Golden Age was Iranian genius under foreign occupation. Islam produced no science. It only used the names of Persian masters while suppressing free thought. They wrote the medical encyclopedia Europe studied for centuries. Those were the Persians. The Persians created algebra and algorithms. They say that it's the Muslims. No, they did not. And then finally, just a last little dash of common sense. The Iranians separated smallpox from measles in advanced chemistry. Those are the people who created civilization, not the Islamists. They haven't produced anything but death and destruction. And so we're back where we always start. When are we going to believe what they say? Or do we arrogantly think that's not going to be us? We're going to outsmart them.
It's exactly what's in our Flock Cameras op-ed, is that, and I can't believe he said it, that we don't go from 0 to 100. We slowly, and it's a creep, and it's by design, whether it's surveillance or Islam taking over. There's incremental steps that you don't even notice are happening. And you're like, well, I mean, it's okay. They can put in this Islamic Academy right down the street. I mean, we've got the Christian school right there, and there's the First Amendment. And so it's not that big of a deal. And they get online and they comment on your stuff and say, well, we just want to be friends, and we just want to come in the neighborhood, and we just want to be able to provide for our children. And it sounds all nice until, I don't know if it's at 50 or 51, when we talk about the Mecca strategy, which is the nice, let's get to know your heart and tell you all the good things about Islam. Then you go to the Medina strategy, and that's when they start chopping your heads off and putting you in burqas
or niqabs.
Niqabs.
We're too hot for that.
Yeah.
We're too old. And no, who wants to sweat? I don't want to spend my golden years sweating.
We are anyway.
Yeah,
but
true.
like, we don't need to add to it, and so, but they are saying it, but we are so bread and circus, we don't even notice. And again, it's kind of like with the COVID, and we always talked about going to camp. Well, I mean, I guess maybe everybody will go, oh, we should have listened to those crazy far right people, as they're being poked in the back to get into the gate, to get into their cell.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, and here is the part that we always come back to this. He said the part that I wish Christians would say of, how can we implement our morality unless we get into the positions of decision making? How do we implement what we want unless we go and win positions of office and we are the decision makers? That's the goal. So Christians were like, well, I don't want to mix my religion with politics. Well, Islam is mixing their religion, or excuse me, their cult with politics. So if you don't mix your religion with politics, then it will be Sharia. That's just the end goal of it.
Or just go back to the origins of the foundations of our country and just live that way.
Yep.
Also, we don't have a theology
You're
of
such
war.
a racist.
I know, I'm terrible.
Christian nationalist.
I'm so terrible. I'll take myself out. Shh. Okay, I'll be quiet. I'm a woman. I shouldn't speak anyway.
Maybe we should do a skit of, okay, never mind. We're not going to do that skit.
Yes, whatever it is, we'll do it.
We do a skit of like, we start the show, but y'all come in with like coverings, but you don't say anything because in Sharia, you can't. And I come in, I go, anyways, welcome to the right side.
Yes.
Wait,
let's do it.
Is that, will we get in trouble for that?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
I ship it.
What if we just wore ski masks?
Okay.
But I mean, we're going to camp anyways, so.
We're going to bring the fun at camp.
Let's just get it over with.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
this Republican global idea that failed. But if you dig right into it, it's pulling the Republicans who worship Trump, I'm sorry, maybe you didn't worship Trump. You worship the idea of MAGA, and it's failed. And so he's pulling from the people who are like, this is a failure. There's no hope. Come with us. But if you dig into the come with us, this is what we believe in. It's pillars of the left and the right. Exactly what Sinclair said. It's SEL. His theory is based, according to James Lindsay, it's critical race. It's critical theory. It's very liberal. It is not conservative, but it is come with us, trust us. We're the experts. We can see what no one else can. We know, we have insight. Trust us. So somebody's still going to rule, and it's going to be Tucker and his cronies, and it's not really going to be of the people, because the one thing that Jeremy and James Lindsay pointed out is in his talk, he did not mention the values of liberty or freedom. He just talked about this group and ideas that sounded good. But they dug in, and I'm halfway through, and I highly recommend Jeremy Boring's podcast from last night. It's 2 hours, the three of them going round and round. But the end goal is weird. And that's where I am, and I need to fully understand it. But there's this idea that the end of the world is coming, and they want to be the ones to control how it ends. It's really weird. Dig into that. Literally, it's halfway through. But it's Russia and it's Islam. Notice how lately he's come around to the Muslims aren't that bad. And he loves Russia. This is Alexander Dugin. And these two groups are coming together to join against the Jewish Antichrist. That's what they're trying to control in the end. It's weird. This sounds great. But dig into it, and it makes no sense unless you want to be a part of another party that you're in charge of while criticizing everybody else for being in charge of other things.
Did you listen to his talk first?
Parts of it, yes.
Okay. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I love James Lindsay. I love Jeremy. I don't know. I don't follow him as much, but I mean, James Lindsay, we diverge in a few. Mm-hmm. So I want to go listen to Tucker so that I have his actual words, then go listen to that, because I think this is actually going to turn into a bigger deal than we know.
Yes.
Because like it or not, they have a following and they have the money to make this work and to push this. But I can see that it gets kind of freaky and some weird stuff, because Tucker's been weird the past few years, and it's concerning. And maybe he's all like, do you think Bowtie Tucker was even this weird?
I don't think Bowtie Tucker was this weird. And maybe this wasn't all an op, and maybe it was building to this. But as the guys were talking, and then you reflect on what Tucker has to say, and I'll hush because JP, I want to hear what you have to say, is maybe this grew, but the problem is in his newfound Episcopalianism that he talked to us about in the summer, when we heard him talk, it's veered away from that into this mystical, weird, they use the word esoteric, out there-ism. And they think the ones that they're appointed to go and do the battle. No one else is. It's very odd. It's that special knowledge that the Bible warns us against. Because if it's not plain to us in the word, it's not plain to anybody else. And you're not more special than somebody else. It's either in there or it isn't. And so my big takeaway from all of it is what I mentioned at the beginning of the show. For those of us who do believe and do know our Bibles, it says that he who sits enthroned on high laughs. The hope for all of this is in Christ, not another party. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and these sound good. But our hope is not in turning to another man away from another man. It's in Christ. So is he not in his critical theory attempting to do what all good Marxists do and have power for themselves, and you just follow them and hush up because they're the ones who know better? Is a giant hypocrite.
Yeah. And as you're talking, I'm wondering the whole, we were all, again, Republicans are so bad or good, or however you want to phrase it, to latch on to any figure that will actually mention the name Jesus or say Jesus Christ, or that Sydney Sweeney, she must be a Republican because she put on tight jeans. Anyway, thinking about his language, and he even talked about when we heard him speak, that I never heard the word Jesus. And so we're all he's hooking us in as believers. He says he's on this faith journey, but isn't that the perfect setup to what does Marx say? We in communism, we have to squash all religion because that gives the people hope outside of whatever movement. So Tucker brings in all these Christians who think they're on the same page as him. And then, literally almost after he spoke here in Birmingham is when he went, "Arr!" And you're like, wait, what? So that makes sense. And
Welcome back. I'm now caffeinated. Woo, feels good. Okay, so you know what we're going to do before we get to Clown World, because it's Friday and Clown World dominates our Fridays, especially at the end of the show. We are going to do something we haven't done in a while. We're going to do our thing. Not ready for the music yet, Mr. Producer Man. Remember the thing we call the three, where we kind of rotate through stories the three of us have seen? We're going to do that. We're going to bring back a favorite. All right. So now, Mr. Producer Man, we're ready for the three.
I forgot what it was.
Did you?
It was
really?
your idea.
Yeah, no,
music from Greece.
I had a good idea.
That was a great idea.
That's real good. All right, Sinclair, what you got?
Well, I think you actually sent this, so I hope you're not going to do this.
Oh.
Well, I book it to market it too.
Okay.
Tommy Robinson is posting. This is crazy. And we might need to, maybe JP, while I'm talking, you can go to Coca-Cola.com and see if you can design your own can. So they'll let you write whatever you want on a can of Coca-Cola. Except you can't write anything about Jesus. You can write Allah is king. You can write Satan is king. No, Jesus is king. What was the other one that you sent that you couldn't write? Yours was different.
I can't remember, but it was great. It included the word pedophile on it. Casual.
You could write pedophile pride, but
Yes.
you couldn't write Jesus pride.
No. So that means no more Coke.
Oh, and you can't write white pride.
So, here I need to.
Okay, are you going to create a can?
We're going to design a can. Let's see what happens.
Let me zoom out.
This is a really good
Are you
exercise.
doing this on incognito mode in case they're following you?
No.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Select your favorite brand.
Can y'all see that well? Or do I need
Yes,
to
sir. We can see it.
We're not that old.
So please be aware that the preview might not fully reflect the final produced version, while the preview aims to provide a clip. So there's no warning in regards to the message itself, but you get up to 18 characters. So if I type something like
Jesus is king.
Okay, preview.
Let's see, preview.
Oh, it's real. Oh, that is real.
The name or phrase you submitted is not permitted. Names and phrases may not be permitted if they belong to a business, organization, celebrity, public figure, school, team, or other trademark, are religious or political in nature, or could be considered inappropriate or unsuitable for other reasons.
Satan is king.
Try that
Type it.
next.
Okay. What about
Pedo pride? Oh, try that.
Oh, same thing.
Okay.
let's
all right.
see.
Pedo pride. Oh, it's good.
It allowed that.
Okay. What about white pride?
Nope, not
Okay,
allowed.
What about this?
What about black pride?
Give me a Coke, y'all.
Oh,
Why
wait,
won't they do
wait.
that?
Black Lives Matter. No.
No. Okay.
What about what's something another one we could do?
LGBTQ lives matter.
What about queers for Palestine? Is that bad?
No.
It didn't let me.
Oh yeah.
But
it let you do it. Okay.
What about what would Jesus do?
WWJD.
Nope.
You can't even. What if that says? What if I want it to mean? What would
Jared do?
Justin do?
Yeah. What would Jared do?
What would Jared do? Gosh, I don't know. All right. Well, we've got some libtards up in there that just are really trying really hard. Gay and proud. Oh, okay.
All right.
But you can't do Jesus as king.
Mm.
Well, oh, wait.
Oh, you can do straight and proud.
Well,
what about
my husband's going to be so
retard?
sad. He loves Coke Zero.
You cannot write retard. Should we try gay retard? No, Allison.
Okay, yeah. I think we know our answer.
Okay. All right. Well, that fun little exercise. See what you can create on your Coke can.
All I looked up was Coca-Cola design can, and the first thing that came up was personalized 12 fluid ounces can of Coca-Cola from the Coca-Cola-store.com.
Okay. So I have good news. Didn't make the mainstream media, but Dr. Erica Schwartz has been confirmed as the CDC director. By the way, she is the first Black CDC director and a Black female.
But is she competent?
Well, she was in the first Trump administration, I understand.
She was. And they're talking, Vernon Jones is using the opportunity to talk about Fani Willis and all of the things, accolades, speaking engagements, celebrity that surrounded her versus a competent, excellent person being confirmed as CDC director. There's no hoopla around that. I just thought that was interesting on this Friday.
I just wish we could get to where it wasn't the first Black, the first gay, the first, like, just go.
Just be good.
Just be good. I don't really care what you are.
That's right.
But that's encouraging.
Very encouraging.
I ship it if she's legit. It sounds like she's a good one.
She seems good. So I was excited, but then I kept looking this week as I saw her name floating around in the Ethernet, and I thought, I'm not really seeing a lot.
Ethernet.
I'm just putting it out there. It's a cord that connects to them. It's fine.
Do you know what that is, JP?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
There's one over
It's
here.
fine, Sinclair.
Remember when we had to set this whole studio up?
I'm
I
not
had
an
to go
engineer. You are.
Buy an 80-foot one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I haven't used the word Ethernet in decades.
In a long time, Sinclair. You ain't used it.
It's a DOS system.
Oh, man.
Need
My
to
mama
plug it
used to
up.
make me take them computer classes when the first Apples came out.
Apples.
We had to go in that computer classroom and everybody was behind the cube and then typing cat and act like I cared. Oh, it's terrible. But I did learn how to program. My mama.
It's Friday. You know it's Friday when we're kicked back.
Yep,
with our
already.
microphones.
I may do
My
my
feet are about to go up on the table.
Kicked back as well.
All right, kicked back. This is
Well, do you have a story?
This is good stuff.
What are you
Of
doing?
course, I have a
What you
Okay.
got there?
I was doing my story kicked back. This was in the montage, but Trump just signed a sweeping executive order on
It's gonna fall.
birthright tourism.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller was asked about this with Trump in the White House or the Oval Office yesterday. If we want to play that clip, it was in the montage, but this is the full clip talking about the executive order.
Okay.
Can you help us understand how you distinguish between a tourist and a birth tourist?
Well, I'll let you discuss it, please.
Yes, happy to. And so, by the way, that was an excellent presentation.
Thank you,
Will.
Stephen.
For those of you who want to do your research on this, Section 215A of the Immigration and Nationality Act gives the president this authority. 215A of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Very rarely used, probably one of the strongest laws in the entire federal code, gives him this power. And that's not the only, but it's the main statutory authority that's being used in this order. So birth tourism is by definition a fraud on the American system, on the American taxpayer, on the American visa. If you're coming here, and again, your stated purpose is that you're a tourist, then by definition, you are here to come for a few weeks, look at what we have, engage in commerce, and leave. So if you're telling a consular officer you're here as a tourist, but your true purpose and intent is to go to a baby mill, give birth, and try to mint an American citizen while you're here, then you're committing a fraud against the American government. And by definition, that visa can and should and will be now denied.
Oh, I have a question, friends. This is just before we get to the story. Is Stephen Miller going to run for president?
Oh, I don't know.
He just looked presidential there. Okay. So what do you think?
I love the executive order. I just don't know how it can legislatively be backed up since the Supreme Court just ruled what it ruled. So I don't know. Unfortunately, it seems a little bit just symbolic, because if nothing can actually be done about it, then what's the point? Like, we're going to have Congress to actually pass legislation or a constitutional amendment to make birthright citizenship illegal before this can even mean anything.
Yeah. Okay. I also want to know, how do you prove that Tammy, who came here from Ireland,
Tammy?
Yeah.
Tammy O'Shaughnessy?
Yeah, there you go.
You're from Ireland?
Yeah, she showed up here. Well, no, that's more English. But, and she was 7 months pregnant, and she just wanted to see Alabama because we're a great state, and out pops baby. Well, then what? What do you do with her? And how? I guess if you're going to one of those birthing houses,
the hospitals that are specifically advertising
California and
fake
Texas.
It? You're like, oops, driving by Grandview, here comes the baby.
Oops, I did it again.
Well, that's why there needs to be a constitutional amendment of, if you're not a legal citizen, like, just because you're born on U.S. soil doesn't make you a citizen.
Look, there's that, but there's also, we're gonna have to profile a little bit here until we get this back in order.
Racist.
Because I know it's what else are we gonna do? Because we won't
Tammy's
even
got
enforce
red hair and green
Tammy
eyes.
O'Shaughnessy. Tammy O'Shaughnessy. See how that's the wrong accent.
It is.
That's
well, it's in my
accent.
blood, so I should have it.
Go, JP.
I don't think I can.
O'Shaughnessy.
The only time I've done an Irish accent is when I'm talking like Conor McGregor and includes bad words, so I don't think I can do.
No, don't do that. So I don't know, because it's an excellent question. I mean, first of all, though, could we have another moment for the time we told people this was happening and no one believed us? This is like 3 years ago.
Yeah, nobody. I even kind of judged you.
It's okay, but I knew you could be won over because I know you're a woman who appreciates facts.
You were right. You were right. Abs was right.
Clipped.
Yep.
Clock it.
No, I'm not happy to admit it, but it sounded insane.
But we talked about it,
We
and you were
did.
open to it, and then you looked into it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So we were telling people a couple of years ago, this is happening. Now, because we haven't done anything about it, and we've allowed those birth tourism, horrible maternity homes to stay open, we're now going to have to go back and clean up on aisle 7 because we don't do the right thing. And that may involve, if we see people who are known birth tourists that are very pregnant coming over, we may have a little
How do you
profiling we have to
spot
do.
a birth tourist?
Well, I mean, some of them are so stupid
You're
that
talking about like they get flagged.
they just
Well,
flat out say, "I'm here to have my baby." So you can
The
be a citizen.
Chinese aren't hiding it.
Yeah.
They're not those are the ones who are not hiding it at all. So we may have to do a little profiling, which makes me uncomfortable.
Well, she's just black enough to say that. So
I am. I'm the certified black enough commentator.
Did
So
y'all
I
see
can
the
get away with
Indian
things other
women?
people's go, oh, what about the Indian women?
God, I can't even do it. I'm going to sound Russian.
We love accents.
Yes, we do. And
We think they're beautiful.
maybe Judy from Jersey. But anyway, there are these Indian women and they're dancing in the kitchen and they're all 3 pregnant.
Are they really?
I'm going to have the baby in the United States.
You're actually pretty
US
good at
That's
that.
good. That's good, JP.
But that's what the whole TikTok was about, was they were dancing and celebrating that they're about to have these babies, 3 of them that are about to be U.S. citizens. And they're just like mocking us while smiling and dancing.
Well, at the very least, if birthright citizenship or birthright tourism is illegal via executive order, then there's no reason why these hospitals that are advertising birthright tourism can't just be flat out shut down and everybody arrested.
And shut the homes down, shut it all down.
And then we need to focus on getting actual Republicans and a Republican majority that would actually do a constitutional amendment, because of the current state. If we can't get the Save America Act passed, then we're not getting that. That's just not even a fraction of a possibility. But with the executive order, that's step one. Hospitals that are flat out advertising it, shut it down. And what was it that Amy Coney Barrett, after she saw the it's almost like she was in the spot Allison was a couple of years ago, like that's not actually a thing, which if you're a Supreme Court justice and you're that oblivious, and that's a problem. But reports were after she saw those advertisements, she was like, oh crap, I made the wrong decision. So I don't know. But at the very least, those hospitals, that may be the first step.
Funding. Ship it.
Interesting. Good stories, all. Is it time for Clown World?
I can't wait for this Clown World, but can you hang your headphones up so our guest? Yeah, because they're going to want to hear this because it's good. Every Friday we do Clown World. We check in with the libtards of America and across the globe, and we put it all together, and it's sad and funny. Hit it.
Ready?
Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Boy,
that
escalated quickly.
My name is Dina Nina, and I'm running for the state assembly to be Republicans' worst nightmare. A transgender woman who lives in poverty wants to legalize weed and thinks everybody deserves affordable housing and healthcare. Yikes. I'm the exact opposite of what you typically get in that building.
Stop it. Get some help.
What is a woman?
Can you tell me what a woman is? Because clearly you're really confused, and that's okay. It's okay to be confused.
Well, I'm confused. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So if you were to define it, what would it?
I'm really sorry for the loss of your brain cells.
You can't even define what a woman is, and you're saying I've lost brain cells?
You're the one who's asking, idiot. All right.
So who had the nerve to tell any of you that you're too queer, that you're too masculine, too gay, too feminine, or simply too much? Don't they know? Look at your bulletin cover. Queer is God's design.
What?
Ooh, that was in Greenville, South Carolina.
Ooh.
Hold on. What? Okay. Yeah, can we go in order? So you called her Wong, but her last name's Hong.
Hong. Sorry.
Or we should call her Ting or Tang.
Yeah.
Why did she reverse course on Thanksgiving? Was the backlash that?
Hey, do you want me to find the full clip of that?
Yeah, that was precious. Really.
Okay. You want to hear the best part of this? Did y'all know she's married to a white man?
Yeah, and she said that she's white adjacent, which is a problem because her kid's white.
She said she basically grieves for her child and has a problem with her child because he's half white.
And also, isn't her family extremely wealthy?
Yeah, and it looked like she wasn't wearing a shirt either. I think that's really
I
talented.
don't know. I did like her eyeliner.
Well, you asked if she was smoking weed before doing the interview.
I felt like the first one, she was like, Thanksgiving is a very difficult holiday for people. And then the next one, what's your favorite holiday? And it was that pause. And I've only observed this in people passing by after they've hotboxed in their pudding cup cars. She was like, Thanksgiving? What?
It is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. Because I
There
love
you have it.
Thanksgiving. Yep. I don't want to cancel it. I actually love it.
I'm sure. That makes sense. Tell us that your polling was bad without telling us. polling was
She
bad.
needed some eyeliner in that second one.
She
too.
did. Where was she? Had a tube top on, probably
She did
from
have
Zara.
a top on, but it looked like she didn't.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
Bless her
Then-
heart.
Then Nina Dina,
Nina
the
girls.
transgender
Oh, yeah.
Starbucks. What state was that in?
Probably Oregon.
That's a great question.
It did say Starbucks. Maybe that's.
I need to know where she was from. I'm guessing Oregon. Everybody vote. Where do you think that he was from?
Great catching you, catching yourself on the he. But
thank you.
But I just thought we would be over this by now. I'm Nina Dina.
Let me see his name again. Nina Dina.
Oh, Dina
Or
Nina.
Dina
Nina.
Starbucks Workers United.
Red Rum.
Trans rights are.
Vote Dina Nina. Let's see. Where is he from?
I mean, cute
It's got to
headband.
be somewhere northwest.
But bless.
Anywho.
Wisconsin.
Ugh.
Goodness gracious.
I didn't.
Mm-mm.
At least he tried. I mean, he tried more than Hong.
Mm-hmm.
He had a cute little headband and some lipstick on.
Yeah. Lipstick on a pig. But bless his heart.
We still can't define what a woman is, even though you're standing there with your chesticle out.
I mean, have you ever? Like, that was very effective by her to not answer the question. What is a woman? And then
I'm sorry for your loss
The-
of brain cells.
the death cell. I mean, the death stare.
I just, people, how, like, if this was our side, would you not be going door to door saying, please, can we just pull it together? This is getting embarrassing.
It's a death stare.
I mean, you just wonder at what point. I mean, honestly, her parents just said, "We can't help you anymore."
It's like, don't
And
look at
then
me.
he looks away. He's not fully convinced of anything.
It's like, don't look at me.
still
He has
struggling.
this really cool fan, and he just looks
He's
away.
like, he's like, I don't know.
Like,
They
don't
told
look
me
at
to
me.
put this on and come down to the park, and so I said, okay.
Do not put the mic in my face.
That is funny. Do you remember when we went to Abs? You weren't with us.
You went to Tuscaloosa.
Yes, we went to the Matt Walsh event,
and people were dressed in inappropriate gear.
All those people were there, and we were live streaming on TikTok, and we got shut down real fast. But those people are real.
Y'all were on TikTok?
Yeah, for a minute, like
Wait, you and
5
Scott?
minutes.
No, it was actually me and Ashley Carter, who was with 1819. I can't remember what her title was then. She's now like the executive vice president. But we went and we were just interviewing people, doing a live stream. And actually, we were debating and we were talking. And then TikTok said we were being mean. We
Yeah.
really weren't. We were getting somewhere with these people, but they looked just like that, like the dog.
Mm.
And I just thought maybe that was gonna get old.
No, they're committed.
I kind of, at least they're committed.
Hey,
That question though, what is a woman, is the one that destroys it all. I mean, okay, it's not the only one, but that one destroys it all, because if you can't define what you're actually identifying as, then it's just circular reasoning. Because what was it, Matt Walsh? What is a woman? Where he went undercover, or it's like, well, what are you defining as or identifying as? A woman? What is that? Someone who identifies as a woman? Well, what's that? A woman? What is that? Someone who identifies as a woman. It's circular, so it can't. It's like, I identify as a table. What's a table? Someone who thinks they're a table, not something that holds up things or you can eat on. It's someone who thinks they're a table. So okay, well then what do you think you're being? A table. Well, what's a table? Someone who thinks they're. It's like, it destroys the whole thing.
But at the same time, Nina, let's say his name is Donald. Donald thinks he's a woman. So what does he do?
He dresses like a woman.
He puts on lipstick and
Yeah.
he puts on a headband and he stuffs his shirt and he wears a dress. Y'all are not very bright.
And you know what? If they were like, well, a woman is somebody that can actually birth children and can be, has certain chromosomes. That's what a woman is. I know I'm not that, but I just like to play pretend. then I'd be like, okay, well, at least you know you're not that. I mean, it's still gross and I don't like it, but at least you acknowledge I'm not actually what I think I am. Whereas they can't acknowledge what a woman is because then they realize, oh, well, I'm not. I'm playing pretend.
They can only acknowledge the sex. I know we use the word gender. They can only acknowledge it when they want to transform and become what they're not.
Yeah.
It's the only time it's worthy of acknowledgement. The rest of the time, they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. The delusion, the depravity is real.
Yeah, you don't go in for a sex change and say, I want to be
a dog.
Yeah, or you get two choices.
Still. That's it.
What was the last one? A queer is God's design.
Okay. Oh, there's so much with that. Except let's just stay in Genesis. God created man and woman. And that's his design. But I wonder when those people get up and say those words, and I recognize all of history, this has been a thing. You think of the Temple of Diana, you think of all of history, this has always been a thing, this sexual depravity. But sometimes do you think they get a little scared because maybe in their heart they know that what they're saying is not true? Like, that's so brave of them to get up there and say that. And I think, ooh.
Every time I hear it, I kind of wait for the lightning. I think they genuinely believe it. Most of them, especially if you're getting up behind a pulpit. I think they genuinely think
this is A-okay.
Mm-hmm. I really do.
Mm-mm-mm.
Can we just play Would You Rather?
Yeah, it's so heavy. Let's finish.
It's Friday and Dana and Nina.
That was
just
a
did me
really
in.
good Clown
No, that
World,
was good.
But let's do Would You Rather.
I gotta find some good ones.
Okay.
I feel like I've asked this one before a long time ago. Would you rather let's see, would you rather spend a week in the forest or a night in a real haunted house? A real haunted house.
Like something's coming to get you?
Yes.
Well, are there bears in the forest?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I know what you said last time.
I know. And I think, I mean, I don't know. A week in the woods, I might be changing. A week in the woods sounds kind of quiet.
I think if we slept up in the trees.
Well, bears can climb trees.
I know, but maybe higher than they could climb. Is there a higher than they can climb?
I'm going haunted house.
I think you'd be scarred for life.
I don't know.
At least in a haunted house, there's not a guarantee they're gonna try and get you. They could just be ghosts there. But in a forest, you've got animals that will kill you if they
I was around a lot of bears last weekend. I think I'm gonna have to say this time haunted house.
It could be fun ghosts.
Maybe.
They could play
fun demons. It's fine.
They could want to party.
I might be switching to forest because we just finished watching The Men Who Built America, Frontiersmen. And we just watched the Kit Carson. And I'm like, he made it back and forth across America like 48 times. And he didn't die. Now, I'm not Kit Carson, but surely you can make it a week.
I do have t-shirts that we need to order. The ones that say, but did you die?
Well,
we need those to remind ourselves of what you're saying right now. It's true.
I think that would be appropriate. So I'm going forest.
Okay, well, I got another good one.
Okay. All right.
Would you rather take amazing selfies but look terrible in all other photos, or be photogenic everywhere but in your selfies? And you know, the first person I thought of when I read that was Tim Burchett, because I saw a picture. Every picture I've seen of him at the event that people posted was him doing the selfie, and he looked so. But then I saw one picture of him in an actual picture, not a selfie, and I was like, that just doesn't look right. So, you know, I would, I don't do selfies enough to choose the selfie route.
Yeah, same.
But somebody who does have it done to a science is Tim Burchett.
He's so good.
I don't know why he does it from all the way up here.
It is the weirdest thing. It's like normal people do it here. And
yeah.
I mean, you do look skinnier.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's it.
Probably.
I'm going look good in every photo because
we don't do selfies.
I don't like selfies.
Yeah,
we don't do those. I don't even know how.
Y'all, on Monday, we have Amy Aiken, who is running for Congressional District 7 in the Birmingham area, running against, to be the Republican nominee, which will then run against Terry Sewell. That woman has to go. She'll be on. And next week, I can't even remember what else we have. It's going to be awesome.
We have a great week next week planned for you.
Not going to miss it. Is next week your birthday too?
It's my birthday.
It is. Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Wait, so are we doing cake Monday or the next Monday after?
You know what?
You wanna
It's
do
my
the next
birthday. We'll do whenever the feeling strikes us.
Okay, good.
I think
the following Monday.
The following Monday.
Yeah.
So we got some time.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all have a great weekend. Make good choices and stay on the right side.